Welcome to the Wellness Biz Academy, where we turn passionate practitioners into profitable practice owners. I'm Duffill, corporate business strategist and naturopath, showing you how to build a thriving practice with simple, proven systems that work. Let's create the practice that you long to have, because it's time to start living your passion and growing your practice. Hi everyone, and welcome back. I'm so happy to have you here today. We are talking about a topic that comes up a lot with the entrepreneurs that I'm working with. When we are in service-based business, having discovery calls with potential clients is really common. But what comes up a lot for my entrepreneurs is, how can I make these calls convert? I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to be inauthentic. I don't want to be pushy or manipulative. And we don't. We are heart-led entrepreneurs, and we want to come from a space where we're genuinely trying to help. So with that in mind, how can we have discovery calls that convert, that are authentic? How is that possible? Is that even possible? I know there's people out there at the moment telling you that it's not possible, that you need to guilt trip people into working with you. You need to use scarcity tactics. And I completely and utterly disagree. I know that you are committed to growing a successful business, a business that helps the clients that you love to help, a business that attracts the right clients, because your aim is to transform their lives. You want to provide a service that is transformative, that improves their lives, but you also need to be building a business. So we need to be balancing the client's needs with your needs to be getting clients and making sales. So today I'm going to be sharing with you some simple strategies that you can use to have authentic discovery calls that convert. I call it the art of the authentic discovery call. I've spent a long time creating this framework. It's something that I used in my practice and that I use in my business now, and that I teach my clients to use as well. It is something that I know is going to help you to build your business, but to also ensure that your clients get the best experience that you possibly can give them. What I'm sharing with you today has been created based on my decade of running a multi-six-figure every year practice, on top of years and years of managing marketing and strategy and business for global brands. I know what I'm going to share with you today is going to help you, whether you're a practitioner, a coach, a therapist, a mentor, anyone who is in a service-based business who works with clients and need to have connection calls and discovery calls. This is for you. So let's dive in and get started. Now, overarching everything I'm going to share with you today, I want you to know that I believe discovery calls don't have to be pushy. They don't have to be salesy. They can be authentic, and they can create a win-win for you and your new client. The point of a discovery call is to see if you guys are the right fit. Is that client the right fit for your business? Are you the right person to help that client? You won't always be the right fit. And part of being authentic is the art of saying no. Not every discovery call should turn into a client. There's 7 things that I want you to have as a little checklist that will help you create calls that convert and calls that have a win-win for you and your potential client. The first thing you need to do is have a list of questions. Don't go in on the fly. Have a list of questions that you need to know from this client to understand if they're the right person for your business, if you are able to help them or not, or if there's someone you should refer on elsewhere. The second thing that is going to make your calls more successful is listen more than you speak. It can be really difficult for those of us in these realms when we just want to help, to sit back and to actively listen. But that's the point of the discovery call. I call them connection calls. But these calls are learning about what that potential client needs to see if you can offer them something that's the right fit. You won't learn what you need to if you are talking more than you listen. So within this, you also need to ask what their goals are. Are they looking to improve XYZ? Are they looking to achieve ABC? What is it that they're looking for? What is missing? What do they think they could gain from working with you? Then you have to offer ways that you can work with them. This is a sales call. They have made a booking to talk to you about ways that you could help. If you aren't offering them options, you're actually doing them a disservice. So we need to offer them some ways to work with you. Are they a good fit for one-to-one? Would they fit really well into a group hybrid program that you have? Perhaps they need to be in your membership or your community. So make an offer to them that is the right space for them. It's not about giving them the most expensive service that you have or the longest service that you have. It's about giving them the one that is the right fit for them. I also think it's important to put into your business a professional follow-up process. Now, at the moment, we're finding that sales and conversions are happening anywhere between the third and the seventh follow-up. This doesn't mean that we hound somebody, but people are busy, people have busy lives. We have to make sure that we are being responsible, we're being professional, and we're being proactive. And that means that we are touching base every few days after the call. Just for a couple of times. Do you need any more information? Something else you'd like to learn? Make sure you're asking those questions. Now, the final thing I want you to start doing is tracking your leads and your calls. This is a really important part of building and growing your business. You should have a spreadsheet that is active, that shows the people that have connected with you. Have they sent you an email? Have they left you a voicemail? Have they booked a connection call? Take details, who they are, how they found you, what they asked for. Make sure you put on there the date that they reached out to you and the dates that you follow up so you can make sure that you're being very timely and very professional. In my business, I have a standard, and I've always had a standard, and this is something that I brought from corporate, where if you call me, I return your call that same day. If you send me an email, I return that within 24 hours. If I don't have an answer to what you need, I will still email you back and let you know that, hey, I've got your email and I'm onto it, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. It's about being proactive. It's about being professional. Now, let's just dive into these a little bit more. Let's talk about authentic discovery calls, because an authentic discovery call, it's genuine, okay? It has a real purpose. It creates a real connection, and it's about putting the needs of your potential client first. It's about understanding what their goals are and about assessing if you are the right fit. And most importantly, an authentic discovery call is about recommending someone else or something else if you are not the right fit. Think about this when you're talking to your potential client. What do they need? Okay, so first up, do you offer it, or would someone else be a better fit? Ask them some questions like, where are they now? Where would they like to be? How could you help them get there? What is missing right now? What do they want to achieve? What is the thing that they want to gain the most out of working with you? Now, remember, a discovery call or a connection call, it is not a mini consultation. It's not a free session. It's about connection. It's about getting to know what they need and seeing if you have something that's the right fit. So instead of giving them a wealth of free advice and possibly overwhelming them in the process, you are much better to do three simple things. One is give some reassurance. If you are experienced in helping people with the problem or the issue that they have, let them know that. It's quite all right to say that, yes, in the past, I've worked with a number of clients who've had XYZ problem, and we have gotten ABC outcomes. That's perfectly fine. You don't have to be giving them free advice or specific advice, because this is not a consultation. This is not an appointment. You can also, secondly, give examples. So share examples of other clients. You don't have to give names and dates and give away anything confidential. But you can say that, yes, recently I've had a client who's around about your age, and this is what she came with, and this is what we did to help, and she had these outcomes. That's perfectly fine to be sharing. Now, remember, as you're wrapping up your connection call or your discovery call, ask for the sale or ask for the booking. If you are the right fit, there is nothing wrong with saying, would you like to book in that time? Or I've got a space next week on Tuesday. Can I book you in for that? They have rung and had a call with you asking for help. You would be doing them a disservice if you don't offer the help. I mentioned early on, one of the key things about a connection call or a discovery call that's really authentic is to listen more than you speak. And I think it's very important to dive into this a little bit more. Always keep in mind, this is not a free mini consult, a free mini appointment, okay? It is a discovery call, it's a connection call. Many entrepreneurs that I work with accidentally fall into the trap of giving a free advice call, which is not the right way to do a discovery call. Listen to what the person is seeking, listen to what they're asking for, and share that you know how to address that problem. Share the examples of the times that you've gotten results for clients that are facing the same challenges. Share the great outcomes that they received. Now, some ideas for you on how you can do that. So here's the top 3 scripts that I share with my clients. Using scripts is not inauthentic. Using scripts is a way to help you remember the things that you need to be sharing to make sure you're answering the question that your client has or potential client has. So here's the 3 scripts you might like to use. First one is, I often support clients with XX problem, and this is the typical results that they get, and give some examples. Number 2, right now I have a client who's dealing with XXX, and they are getting ABC outcomes. So you're not giving away names, it's totally anonymous, but you are giving clear examples of how you help. Now the third one is, you could talk about you in particular and say, I specialize in XYZ, and I have done so for X number of years, and I've supported XX number of clients across that time. So you can see how you can give examples, you can give very specific examples without giving away client information, and you can highlight your own skills and experience. Now let's dive in a little bit more to that end of the call, because the common sticking point during a discovery call is that time where you need to share how you can help. There is no reason to feel icky about it or to worry about being pushy. Remember, this person booked in to speak to you. And if you don't offer them solutions, as I've said before, I believe you're doing them a disservice. So make it easy for them to make a decision. During the call, you need to be assessing in your mind and considering if this client is the right fit for anything that you offer. And if they are the right fit, what is the right service, the right package, the right offer that is the correct one for them? Remember, it's not about selling them into the most expensive service you have. That's not the point. It's about aligning them and fitting them with the service that will get them the results that they're looking for. If you get to the end of your conversation and you think, yes, this client is a really good fit and I absolutely can help this person, here is a great way to start wrapping that conversation up. You could say, I can see now exactly what you need. Thank you for sharing all of that information with me today. I know that I can offer you XYZ solution and that we can achieve the goals that you have. The price for my XYZ solution is da-da-da. Can I book you in for that, or would you like to book in for that? Now, if this client isn't a fit though, you have to still be positive, optimistic, and helpful. So the way you would start wrapping up if this client isn't the right fit for what you do would be, it's been really great speaking to you, but what I have isn't exactly the right fit for you right now, or I don't specialize in what you need. Can I recommend someone who might be a better fit? Can you see how that's still positive? It's still helpful, and they are going to be so grateful that you recommended something else. Now, the final part of your call, the bit that strikes fear into the heart of many entrepreneurs, is the mention of the price. Okay, I call it the price dilemma. The best way to combat this is be prepared. Have your prices well defined and stick to them. Your prices are not a moving scale that you discount at will. Your prices are your prices, so stick to them. If you have payment plans or you have any other payment terms and options, be ready to share those as well. Remember here, it is not your job to be affordable for absolutely everyone. Your job is to stand out to the people that you can help the best and offer them amazing outcomes. That is your job. You have a plethora of blogs, social media accounts, free resources, lead magnets, downloadables, all sorts of amazing free things that people can access who can't afford to work with you. And that is what they're there for. But your job, your number one job, is to get great results for the clients you do work with. And this is something that you do not do for free. My friend, please remember, you are not a charity, you're a business. So when it comes to pricing, I do recommend having pricing on your website. I find that overcomes a barrier. People that aren't suitable for your pricing, feel it's too expensive, it's not aligned, they won't book a discovery call. They just won't. So knowing that they are on a discovery call, you know that the pricing is a good fit. It also overcomes one of the main barriers that might come up during a conversation. So to bring up the issue of price, you have to really simply say things like, did you see the pricing on my website? Or, my price is XX dollars. Can I book you in? Yes, I have payment plans, and the cost is XX dollars per month. No, I don't do discounts, but I do have this cheaper service, or I have this free guide I can send you that will start your journey, or I could recommend this blog post. So you can see how, let's say the person says, look, no, the pricing isn't right for me. It's not affordable right now. You can say, absolutely fine. I do have a free guide that can kickstart this journey for you. Can I email it to you? And you can send one of your lead magnets, or you could direct them to a recent blog post. Now, that's how you end your conversation, but that is not where your discovery call ends. After your discovery call, what comes next? The follow-up. The follow-up comes next. Now, a discovery call that doesn't result in a booking on the spot or a sale on the spot, that's absolutely fine, and it's very, very common. But you as the entrepreneur can be left sitting there thinking, well, what now? Most times, entrepreneurs then sit there and wait and hope. They don't reach out, they don't follow up, and they just hope to hear back. But that is not the right way to go. As I mentioned earlier, anywhere between 3, 5, 7 follow-ups on some things, depends how high the ticket is. You've got to be comfortable too with the amount of times that you follow up. For me, I like 3. Okay, so even though the industry standard right now says 7, I like 3. Any more than that, I feel like I'm nagging, so I'm not going to go anymore. But choose the amount of follow-up that works for you. And remember that if they don't respond straight away, it's not a sign that they don't want to work with you. Life is busy. People struggle to get the time to get back to you. It might just be that life has gotten in the way, and when they get an email from you, they think, oh, that's right, I really want to book that in. So what you might think is them avoiding you or ghosting you is actually just life getting in the way. And you know what it's like. How many times do people email you, send texts, and you think, yep, I got to get back to them, and then you forget because life's just really, really busy. So create for yourself a process of follow-up and include a reasonable amount of times to touch base. And that might be 3 times, it might be 5 times. I personally like 3. Track the follow-up in your spreadsheet. And then if you don't hear anything after those 3 or 4 or 5 times, whatever you've decided, then leave it. Okay, we don't want to annoy people. But if they want to work with you, I guarantee they will get back to you after one of those 3. Now, use a spreadsheet, track your leads, put the dates, put the times, put how you followed up. Did you send them a Facebook message? Did you email? Did you talk to them on a mobile phone? Put reminders into your diary so you know who you have to follow up with on any given day. I hope this has been really helpful for you today. This is my process to have really authentic discovery calls that convert. I hope that using this strategy, you can start to convert more amazing inquiries and amazing potential clients into clients than you ever have before. I want you to take the simple steps that I've shared here today to create an effective, authentic discovery call process, one that gives you the confidence to talk to potential clients and sign up amazing ones. If this has been really helpful for you, I'd love to connect with you further. Come and join me in my free group, and I'd love to chat with you there. And I also have a new resource that you can grab in the show notes, which is 100 content prompts. I know you are struggling with your marketing and struggling with getting consistent, so I'm going to help you. So download that in the show notes, and I look forward to seeing you on our next episode. Thank you for listening to the Wellness Business Academy podcast with me, Cass Duffill. If you are interested in growing your practice, come get my free guide, The Practice Success Toolkit, at cassduffill.com or grab it in the show notes. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time.